Good evening, everybody, and welcome to episode 6 of Once Upon a Time in the Old World. I'm Jim, and I'm your games master. I'll remember in a minute. And these are my players.
Hi, I'm Roger. I'm playing Johann von Erfinder, the human student engineer. And I spent my XP on upping my ballistics skill a little bit.
Hi, I'm Aaron, and I'm playing Hagen Ritter von Delbers, the squire to the Knightly Order of the White Wolf, for hopefully the last session. I didn't spend any of my XP because I'm hoping to become a knight after the end of today's adventure.
Good. Hi, I'm Kevin. I'm playing Gerhard Akram, who's a wizard's apprentice. Just finished off my weapon skill with some left over, so I'm at 25 XP off of career change, hopefully.
Hey lad, I be Dan, and I be playing Mordek, the Dowie Pitfire. I have not been spending any of my XP.
Hi, I'm Colin. I'm playing Cowlin Redemacher, who is the human thug. I have spent my XP on strength, getting me that little bit closer to finishing this career.
Hi all, I'm Dan and I'm playing Ilmarin of Yves, the elf envoy and general fun character. And I spent XP on being faster.
Okay, so welcome to Warhammer Wednesdays. And like I said, it's episode 6, so we're getting quite well into the story now. Next week, we will be having a week off. As it's my wife's birthday, and she will string me up by the gizzard if I try and do anything on her birthday. Honestly,
sounds like a Warhammer adventure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'll introduce her as an NPC in 2 weeks' time.
She'll just kill us all.
Yeah. So as we left the characters last time, they were leaving Ubersreik to travel with Hagen's uncle, who is a Knight of the White Wolf, to go to some old ruined temple of Ulrich where Hagen is to be knighted. And when we last saw them, should I say, Hagen and his uncle left from the party to go hunting a wolf for the ceremony. Okay, so we're going to join everybody back together on the hilltop in this, what was once a temple of Ulrich, but is now literally ruins. So there is no roof to it. The walls are as high as 5 foot tall, and that's it. And it's generally been battered by weather or some form of foul magic or war machines or whatever, but yeah, it's been blasted to bits. But yeah, we'll join the party on top of there, and Hagen and his uncle are riding back to the party with a rather large wolf slung over Hagen's horse.
Uncle, again, I want to thank you for making this happen and for accompanying me on my hunt. If my father could not be here, then it was good to have your company.
Indeed. The honour is all mine. We shall get this done, and then we shall feast tonight at my house. Griselda will have got the servants to get us ready a fine feast, and we shall eat from the many meats of the surrounding country.
You are, as always, far too kind and too generous, Uncle. I greatly appreciate it.
So as they reach the top of the hill, Marek, Hagen's uncle, raises his hand. We have returned. If you would like to get yourselves ready, the ceremony will begin in a while.
So I take the horses and the wolf and begin to prepare it for the ceremony.
He helps you with the wolf, and there is sort of an old battered altar in this temple, or derelict temple, should I say. And he prepares the wolf on there, and he's got a jeweled goblet. It's probably one of the nicest goblets you've ever seen, and there's wolves' heads engraved on it, and all manner of gemstone embossed into it. He slashes the wolf's throat and drains some blood into the goblet, and then places that onto the altar. Gentlemen, if you wish to gather round, that includes the elf and the dwarf.
Lacking an invitation,
The
Carolyn
dwarf
will
shrugs
not
a bit
step
and then
forward.
Puddles along.
So
I'll kind of give Carolyn the
Hey,
nod
yeah.
that includes her.
yeah, Hagen looks over and says, "Come, we're all in company here."
So, Hagen, if you wish to step forward and to take the knee.
Hagen steps forward and takes a knee. You can tell he's trembling, from nerves, but face is in a stoic, because as he thinks should appear.
It says, we are gathered here to honor this man, Hagen, as he takes the oaths of the White Wolf. And we knight him and honor him, and welcome him into the order itself. Hagen, do you anoint yourself with the blood of Ulrich, that you shall fear you shall fear not to bleed?
I so anoint myself in Ulrich's name.
Do you pledge yourself to Ulrich's work, that you shall not fear? That you shall not know no fear or suffering.
I do so pledge myself to Ulrich's work.
Do you give yourself to Ulrich, that you shall neither fear itself, or to die?
I am Ulrich's, and I so give myself to his cause.
And he passes you the cup of the wolf's blood.
And Hagen takes it in both hands reverently, bows his head slightly, and then drains the goblet.
Okay. Ulrich give you strength. Ulrich give you fangs of the wolf. Ulrich give you claws of the wolf. Ulrich give you the coat of the wolf. And may Ulrich show your enemies the mercies of the wolf. And then he takes a hammer from behind him and he places it in front of you, so the head is not far from your face. He says, place your hand on the hammerhead.
He places his hand on it.
Do you pledge your life to Ulrich and to the Order of the Wolf?
I do pledge my life to Ulrich and the Order of the Wolf.
Then arise, Sir Hagen. You'll be now known as a knight adventurous. You have no loyalty to each individual house order, but you will quest and you will seek deeds in the name of the order.
He takes a hold of the hammer, and you see him looks down with his other hand, and he pulls his long sword up and he puts it on the ground next to him. He goes, "That's a weapon I will not need any longer. I am pledged now and forever to the service of Ulrich and his knights."
May our Ulrich watch over you. And then he steps backwards and begins to clap and
Hagen,
looks around at everybody.
Hagen, for the first time, he blushes a little bit at that, and
Join in.
he's sort of nodding.
Aye.
He's like, and then he, thank you, my friends. Thank you all for being here
The
with me.
Dowie leans over towards the elf and goes, "Here, lad, what was that about then?"
I have no idea, but it was kind of gross. He drank the wolf's blood.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of gross.
Ungi are weird.
The dwarf nods in a moment of dwarf and elf solidarity at how weird humans can be.
Your uncle takes you to one side, Hagen, and he says, "Yes, we would like you to stay with your group and to keep an eye on things down here. You won't be affiliated directly to one of the house units, but for now, you'll act in a single manner to find glory, and to find honor, to deal out Ulrich's justice, and to make a name for yourself."
Thank you, Uncle. While I'm in Ubersreik, if I run across an area of concern, should I report it to Den Father Holst Kreshmer in the Temple of Ulrich, or should I send a missive directly back to you?
No, report it indeed to the Den Father.
Aye. Thank you again,
But
Uncle.
you are trusted to make your own decisions. And,
Understood.
I pray you make the right ones.
As do I. I am sure with Ulrich's guidance, we will.
Indeed. And then he wanders over to his horse. "Come, my friends, we travel to my family's home, where we will drink and feast in honor of my nephew's day of knighthood."
Hey, now that sounds more like it.
Aye, Mordok. I think the rest of the evening you'll enjoy.
Okay, so he gets on his horse and he begins to trot down with his two sort of manservants, squire types, backmen, if you would, batmen even. And yeah, he looks behind and sort of waves you to follow. The journey's a brief one. It's roughly about an hour and a half, and you go through some gates on a part-made road, and there's a lot of trees that are lined up. It looks like some form of fruitery or orchard or something. And the road leads all the way down to this quite impressive looking manor house that is surrounded by a moat and a quite a large iron wrought fence on the other side of the moat. And he pulls up just over the other side of the moat, across the bridge. "My friends, welcome to my house." And there are cooks and servants and the like all stood outside either side of the road as you approach. And as you get closer, two young men come out with leather aprons, and they take hold of the Lord's horse and lead it away. And the one comes up to get your horses as well. "Please, my friends, come inside. We'll wait in the living room, and we'll have drinks."
Sounds good to me.
Okay, he leads you into this big hallway, really elaborately decorated. It is absolutely beautiful. There's lots of paintings on the walls of war, battles, wolves, general like battleground bloodshed. And then off to the right-hand side is a rather ornate wooden door with a wolf's head carved into it. And through there is some velvet seats, a roaring fire. They're very look very comfortable seating. And there is a couple of maids through there with trays of various different alcoholic beverages.
I clap my uncle on the back and thank him again, and then move in for the party.
Yeah, while there's kind of a bit of noise going on, I'm just going to kind of lean into Gerhard and go, I didn't know blood was an Ulrich thing. That's a bit weird.
He's a god of warriors, I suppose.
Hey, lad, tell me about this Ulrich fella then. Be ye a god of war?
God of war, god of winter, lord of the Midlands, staunch defender of humanity against the forces of chaos. He's the very blizzard that blows into the soul of our enemies.
And he likes wolves.
Yes, he likes wolves. We are the Order of the White Wolves. For the wolf is the fiercest in the winter, when it hungers.
So, tell me, my friends, what have you been doing whilst down here? How was the Bretonian camp? I've heard many a story, including the brave, the dwarf there, I believe, bested the Bretonians' champion. Tell me more.
Uncle, you would have not believed it. I knew Mordek was capable of it, but in single combat, he hacked that ogre down as if it was a tree. Tell him, Mordek.
Oh, hey up, lad. I just don't want to make a big thing of it. I just kicked his ass.
So you made a small thing of him, if anything. He started out pretty big.
He killed him in a way no man would want to be killed.
He showed those Bretonians what it meant to face up against the men and dwarves and elves of the Empire. Of course, now we're all under death sentence in Bretonia, but other than that, it was a fine day.
They were never too friendly to begin with.
You think it'll be invasion?
They did seem intent on taking Ubersreik.
Yeah,
Depends what happened.
They
after
don't
we
seem
left.
to advance anything from what we've been told. So you've at least brought them to a halt for the time being. Although the Greenskins, they are very, very active under the banner of this new chieftain. He seems to be bringing them all together. They act with strategy and intelligence. It's quite strange, really.
Very uncharacteristic for Greenskins.
Absolutely.
It sounds as if someone needs to cut the head off of that army. If whoever's holding them together dies, they undoubtedly will fall back to their old ways.
Perhaps we could convince them to have a duel with Mordek.
That would be a sight to see.
He does come with the reputation, certainly.
Kind of hand will almost reflexively kind of go to guard his crotch at that comment.
But Uncle, what of the news of Middenland and Middenheim?
Strange stories. There are stories of a cult growing in the north, and a leader there coming from the ranks. We've sent scout units up there and things, and none have returned. It is indeed looking dread. for Midland at the moment, but I'm sure we'll pull together. That is why it's most important. The troubles down here in Ubersreik are put down as soon as we can. So we can move the troops back to where they need to be.
Well, you have our word, or at least my own, that we will do everything we can to help the Lady Notch in stabilizing this area.
That is good to know. Garrett, could you go and see where the Lady Griselda is? And he sort of bows, this sort of Batman, and he leaves the room with his friend Robin. No, not at all with his friend Robin. And he returns about 5 minutes later with a very well-dressed lady. She moves like a noble lady. Hagen, you sort of recognise her from when you were younger, but you've not seen her for years and years. So, but you do recognise her as your auntie, Griselda.
I bow over her hand and kiss it and greet her. It's so good to see you, Aunt. It's been far too many years. Thank you for journeying here for the ceremony. You honor me.
Indeed. I am but honoured myself to give host to yourself after such an honour, and your friends as well. Your friends' names go before them with the small deeds that they have already done in this area.
They are great companions, and I am unworthy of them, but I will try each day to better myself.
Ilmarin, could you make me a Sixth Sense roll, please?
Well, yes, I will try. Where's my intuition skills? Intuition. Yes, I can.
Okay, something isn't right. The hairs are sort of standing up on the back of your neck. You can't put your finger on it, but there is something very uneasy going on. It's something very wrong. You almost feel like something slithering over your skin. You just feel really uncomfortable.
Right. Not sure what to do with that information, because I start saying, "Oh my god, I feel so wrong." Everyone's gonna look at me like I'm a weirdo. But I am elf, so they probably just look at me like I'm a weirdo anyway, right?
At the corner of your eye, in one of the mirrors, you turn and look at it, and you could have swore somebody was looking at you from the mirror itself. And you look round, and there's nobody in a position where they would get a reflection from this mirror.
I'm going to go closer to the mirror.
Okay. Nothing, but you just feel like you are being watched.
Did I recognize anything in the reflection, or was it literally just...
No, it's just the room. From when you stood near to the mirror, you can see everybody else.
As the evening is going on as well, sorry, we'll probably come back to the scary mirror in a second, but as the evening is going on, people are drinking. Gerhardt is kind of moodily sitting off to one side, and he's got like a padlock that he uses as one of his like ingredient-y things, potentially.
Yep.
That he's like closing and then trying to open with magic, because I've got open lock with petty spell, and he's kind of muttering to himself while he's doing it. I'm going to try and make a roll.
I'll probably wander over to him. You're right there. Look like you're having trouble.
As you come over, the lock kind of brightens up and then just by itself. I'm like, yeah.
No, sort of knowing smile as he kind of notices what you're doing.
And he's doing it kind of every so often while looking very sulky about the whole thing. I can never use it when I need to, but For tricks, it works just fine.
I'm assuming that's something to do with the winds that you talk about. I mean, so
Maybe, but I have worries for when my power grows, that if I can control it a bit more, I don't know what could go wrong.
is the answer in one of your books? I mean, someone must have written a theory on it or some kind of manual.
I'll try to do more research, but for now, with the resources I have, all I can do is practice and hope for the best.
Well, that's a good way of doing things. Read a good book and do some practice.
Like, push the lock
So,
close and I go, sorry, I'm not gonna
As you're
cook."
both talking, the lady comes over to you and she, please, can I sit down?
You do not need to ask our permission. This isn't our home.
Sorry, I don't wish to pry and to spy, but I noticed that your friend here practices in the arts.
I'm barely starting, though I've been nearly a decade learning. I still feel like I'm barely starting. And
Well, I carry much experience in this field, but care not to mention it in front of my brother. It's still a very sore subject. He doesn't approve of me and my chosen career. But I would be glad to help you advance your studies or to teach new skills. Or
I would be happy to take any help you could offer, but it's consistency that seems to be my problem, especially in combat. I can never produce an effect when I need it. Light and locks and the simple stuff always comes to me, but
well, maybe later on we can practice and study a little bit, or I'll bring a couple of my tombs down from upstairs and we can go through things.
Oh, do you have
But
a
like
user
I said-
manual?
Pardon?
Do you have a user manual that could help him?
he
I
comes
have
at
many
most
tombs and
problems-
manuals.
He comes at most problems from an engineering perspective. It's partly why we're
Yeah.
friends from a metallurgic standpoint, but
Okay.
I was not aware there were more practitioners here. This would be fantastic.
Oh, there's probably some kind of how-to guide, I'd imagine.
I mean, it all depends on what wins the lady accesses, but perhaps general advice you could give me.
Yeah, absolutely. But like I say, after dinner, then we could take ourselves off to a quiet place and go through these. I'd be more than happy. If I can help someone advance in the arts, then for me that is a great thing.
Garrett will bow. Much appreciated, my lady. And I lock the thing back onto the kind of chain that it's on. I'll try to be
Okay.
your company while I'm here as well.
Okay. A well-dressed servant walks into the room. Ladies and gentlemen, dinner is served, and leads you across the hallway into a room directly opposite where you are, into a very large dining room. The dining table itself has roughly about 30 seats around it, and the room itself stretches quite back. Again, all around the walls are paintings of war, paintings of wolves, looks like paintings of ancestors. Hagen, you recognise that there's a picture of two knights. One is your father, one is your uncle. And then there's paintings of their father before them. There's also a painting of your uncle and your mother, his sister. But yeah, lots of family paintings, lots of war, lots of wolves, and lots of war and lots of wolves.
My kind of
some
room
walls as well. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're all seated, and then these big trays of breads come in and cheeses, and they're placed in the middle. Please help yourself, my friends.
Yeah, I'll take some bread and cheese.
Okay. Ilmarin, you're sort of sitting there and, looking at all the paintings and whatever. And there's this rather nice painting of this female knight upon this white stallion. And she's not wearing a helmet. But as you're sort of looking at this beautiful picture, she turns to look at you and she grins, and black ichor runs from her mouth down onto her armor. And you sort of close your eyes and open them again and like fix your eyes back again. And the painting's there and she's looking off into the distance.
I guess I'm kind of eating, noticing Ilmarin looking at the paintings. I'll be like, that one's Hagen's sister. That's his mum. That's his dad. I've no idea who the others are.
Ilmarin just essentially doesn't even respond to you.
Hagen looks.
He must really be fascinated by his family.
He seems less fascinated and more terrified. I can assure you, Ilmarin, my family never hunted elves, regardless of what you might have heard.
He always looks like that. He's elves.
A bit inscrutable. That is true.
It's always hard to tell what they're thinking.
I would have said Ilmarin tends to be the life of the party a lot of times. You okay, my friend?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Continue eating.
Bloody elf can't help
Okay,
but constantly stare and look at himself into mirror.
Is his eyes fixed on one? Are his eyes fixed on one painting, or?
Yes, very much so.
Is it one of Hagen's direct family members that I would know?
Yeah, possibly. It looks like some ancestor of some form.
Oh, okay. But I don't know which one.
No. As you take a bite from your bread, Gerhardt, you suddenly get this odor and taste of sulfur and brimstone, and you sort of check yourself, and then you can taste cheese and breads again and things. But
does Ilmarin spot this?
No, not really. No.
I don't see his reaction.
No, you're probably too busy looking at the painting.
Yeah.
I'll just kind of glance across the table at Carolyn, with everyone looking a bit weird, making the gesture of what the hell's happening.
Not quite knowing what's causing it.
Carolyn has no idea how these kinds of meals normally go. I mean, come on. Maybe this is normal.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and check and see if I don't think it has been, but he's trying to use magic more now. So trying to check and see if it's been poisoned by magical means.
Okay. Make me a perception check.
I mean, I have a spell for it, was what I was going to say.
Oh,
warning spell, which is notice if it's been poisoned or trapped. I don't think that's what it is as a player, but this is what I feel like Gerhardt would probably do.
Okay.
Nice.
Well done. Successfully casting magic.
Successfully casting magic out of combat. It's always the way.
Still potentially a useful cast, so,
It doesn't seem to be tampered with in any way.
And then I just kind of looking around the room to see if there's anything else that I kind of might have caused
kind of lean into Ilmarin, seeing that he is quite on. Looks a bit impassive even for him.
But
just kind of
actually,
whisper,
cool.
"Are you all right?"
There's
sort
some...
of next to his ear.
I am troubled.
What's wrong?
I do not yet know.
I should point out also
It-
that I can't.
but what holding the chunk of bread? He's just gonna kind of this. This isn't people again, is it?
I really hope not.
It's just... So, what? Oh, no, the food's not people. At least I don't think it is. No.
I'm suddenly gonna really closely inspect this lump of bread.
As far as I know, I have to kind of almost sing, but like speak out loud to do. I didn't really think about that. Be like singing at my bread or like talking to it. And
You're going to be casting magic at
it's not
your
like I
bread.
just look at it like I've been talking.
Does it look like bread or does it look like people?
Maybe they grounded bones to
Probably wouldn't
flour
notice.
to make bread.
It looks like bread, but now you start to think about it, you start to get flashbacks again, almost.
I put the bread down.
Jim,
Yes.
obviously I'm not magical in the sense of a wizard, but I am an elf and naturally
Yeah.
attuned to feeling. Does anything feel particularly magical to Ilmarin in this room? Obviously,
It feels
heart?
very strange, but you can't really put something. It's as if something very slimy is wiping your face and running down your back.
And I
you
didn't-
can't.
and I didn't
like
feel
an
this
itch,
outside.
You can't quite reach it. No, not at all.
Ilmarin's just going to get up without even saying a word and walk out of the room.
Okay.
And he's going to walk back towards the front door.
Okay.
Hagen looks over at his uncle and he goes, "Excuse me, Uncle Merrick. I'm going to check on Ilmarin. He might, his elf constitution, the food may not be settling well with him. I'd hate to leave one of my companions alone in the hall. So I'll follow out behind him, try to catch up to him. Like,
Ilmarin's going straight for the outdoors.
I go, Ilmarin,
Okay.
what in Ulrich's name is going on? You're making me look like an idiot in front of my family."
Jim, I'm back outside. Do I still feel it?
Okay, you open the door and you sort of expect to see this driveway down to leading away from the house and the lined up trees and things. But instead, you see darkness, as if it is in the middle of the night, but the darkness is almost unnatural.
So much so that my night vision can't pierce it?
Absolutely, it can't. And it's almost swirling as well.
I turn to Hagen and I'm like, Hagen, can you see that? And I point down towards the driveway.
What do I see, Jim?
You see complete darkness that's swirling almost.
I go, Ilmarin, is this what is bothering you? This swirling darkness? We must raise the household. Something unnatural is happening.
This feels like, Jim, this feels like dark magic, right?
Yes, but something that you've never witnessed or grasped before. You've heard of the dark arts. You've heard of necromancy. You've heard of demonology, and you've heard of blood magic and things, but you've never witnessed it before. And the feeling you're getting now is, you can sort of put two and two together and make five, that this is very unnatural and very, very wrong.
Ilmarin turns to Hagen, and obviously Ilmarin's very rarely like serious. Like he plays around a lot and it's like quite amusing and tries to be not too elfy, but he literally turns to Hagen and fixes him a look that is undeniably elven serious, like super, like clasp both of his shoulders, and Ilmarin just goes, "There is foul magic here." And literally, we run back in. I run back in.
Hagen turns and in his best parade ground NCO voice yells out, "Where the house? We're under attack by foul magics." And barges back
We hear
into
that
the,
inside.
Yes, yeah.
In which case, the dwarf will jump up and go, "Rah! Now it's a party!"
Oh dear.
The first person I run to is Gerhardt, because he's a magic user. So, I mean, like I said, I'm an elf. I can sense it, but I'm not a magic using elf. All right,
Okay.
Gerhardt,
Can I follow them out to the?
foul magic. It's here.
There was something wrong with my.
Callum will stand up
what
and
exactly?
look around, but
Yeah, I'll probably pull the pistol and walk over towards Hagen.
I go to, and I'm approaching my uncle. I'm like, "Uncle, I don't know what it is, but there's some foul magic swirling outside the house.
What have you seen?
It's a dark, swirling, shadowy, impenetrable mass swirling outside."
Can I look outside and see if I can use like lore magic to discern anything about?
Gerhardt, all I can tell you, it is not the law of shadow. It's not the wind of shadow. It has a darkness and a foulness to it.
This reminds me of the Ebon Blade all over again.
Are the Bretonians back?
You can't see past the house.
Can
And
I
for the
try
first
a-
time, Hagen unlimbers his hammer.
Can I try a lore magic roll?
Yeah, go for it.
Ooh,
Nice.
4 success levels.
Nailed that one.
Okay, so very, very, very wrong. You sort of almost cringe. It's what you would regard as chaos magic. Maybe some form of demonology or something like that.
I'll physically retch, I guess.
Who's
This is the magic of chaos.
doing it? There must be
Ilmarin literally knocks
a
an arrow and
sorcerer
points
here.
it at the woman.
Amara, what are you doing? That's my aunt.
There's only 2 magic reusers in this room,
that we know of.
and we know one of them.
So Hagen
Didn't
interposes
know you were
himself
privy to that
between
conversation.
Elmara and his aunt. And he goes,
Callum will step over and push his arm down and repeat, "That we know of."
Marek slams his fist into the table. Ulrich's teeth! Put your weapon down or I'll remove it from you.
Yeah.
He limbers
Get up,
the
lad. Touch him and I'll smack you down.
he limbers the arrow ever so slightly, but he keeps it knocked. There's a magic user in here, and they are using the winds of chaos. The elves
This
did not
is how you treat my hospitality.
The elves did not fight for thousands of years, so you humans could bring chaos back into this world.
The dwarf actually grudgingly agreeing with this, goes and stands by the elf.
We
This is
don't
my
know
Could we
family.
at least work out who needs to be shot properly rather than just threatening everyone in the room before they've just... Seriously,
Griselda
do you
rushes past
honestly
you
think
to the door?
that...
Who?
And I'll pause and see what she does.
Auntie.
Hagen's auntie, and she opens the front door, and she sort of looks round her, and she sort of raises her hands up, and she's starting to speak incantations.
Can
Can
you
I-
understand her?
I
I'll
look-
say to Gerhardt.
I look
Can
over
I-
at Gerhard and I'm like,
Can I
now I'm confused.
Can I tell if she's trying to like dispel it, or can I tell anything about what she's doing?
It's almost as if she's trying to gain knowledge of it,
Okay.
like finding out where its power is, maybe, or where its
I'm
powers
gonna
come from.
step between her and Ilmarin and say, she's only inquiring. She's trying to find out what it is.
If she's speaking incantations, is she speaking Anatharian?
It'd be
No.
language magic.
Yeah, it's a different
Yeah.
language.
Well, the elves taught the humans magic, didn't they? At the end of the
They
day.
did, but it's a different
Yeah, but
language.
it's its
now.
own language.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
was just seeing if Ilmarin was actually understanding what she was saying.
You know,
I believe
Eltharin
you're
and
talking
magic are
about the
different
language
languages.
of la-di-da.
Callum's going to step back a little bit from Ilmar and at least letting go of his wrist at last. Because if something jumps out, she does ideally want him to be able to shoot a real threat. She just doesn't... And she's just going to sigh and say, I think everyone here needs a brief lesson in not trusting people who are blatantly untrustworthy to just reveal themselves and tell everyone their plans. She turns up, if she's going to announce herself as a magic user, I don't think she's probably the Chaos Cultist, because they wouldn't be drawing attention to themselves that stupidly.
I'll look at Hagen's uncle. My lord, you may wish to assemble your staff. If someone's missing, they could be the one responsible.
She steps back into the door and she shuts the door. And she starts waving her hands around and talking in a language that is almost singing. And bright glyphs and symbols appear around the door. And then they fade.
Does it feel like kind magic what she's doing?
Say again?
Does it feel like kind magic what she's doing, i.e. good magic? Like,
Yes, yeah, it does, yeah.
at that, in an almost militaristic fashion, Ilmarin locksteps back with his bow knocked, and the arrow goes like swishly back into the. You know, like the elves do when they first turn up at Helm's
Lord of
Deep.
the
Very
Rings,
much like.
yeah.
Exactly what I thought of when you described it.
That's exactly what Ilmarin just does.
Hagen approaches his aunt and he's like, Aunt Griselda, do you know what that is? Why it's here?
I don't. It's some form of maybe portal, or it's made. It's made from a material, a magic material of some form. I've never come across it.
There must be some kind of ritual or something, surely, to make something that size.
Only my brother was here. He'd know what it was.
Uncle Merrick, do you have the staff to secure the house? What would you have us do?
Well, I've sealed the house for now, so whatever's out there can't get into us.
We should search the house. The sorcerer could be in here.
Earlier, Ilmarin, you had a strange look on your face. Were you sensing this before?
I was, but I didn't know what it was or how to feel about it. I'm not a magic user. The elves, we are naturally attuned to music, magic, not music. Oh, I do like music. We are naturally attuned to magic. And many of us, even a basic elf, will be able to do some basic level of magic, but I'm not a user of it.
How long? When did you first feel it, and what did you? Yes, exactly, Gerhard.
When we first came, and we were waiting in the room, and I saw a flicker of a shadow in the mirror, and you know when you feel your mind is playing tricks on you, but it made my back climb, and I tensed. And then when we were sitting at dinner, the picture on the wall of this woman, and he points at the picture, she turned to me and grinned, and a dark shadow fell from her grin.
So then this phenomenon started quite a while ago, at the beginning of the evening.
Quite possibly, yes. It feels like I've been oppressed since we've been in here. But I thought it could just be me overreacting, and it's been a long day. And
Gerhard, could it be worth looking behind the mirror and the picture? It could be hiding something.
I'm going to turn to Lady Griselda and say, Lady Griselda, does this help in any way? Knowing that something came from behind the mirror, I'm going to be walking over towards the mirror. Something.
On the mirror, say, indeed, have a look. I'm at a loss at the moment.
Cowlin will step over and help move it, on the grounds that she's probably one of the stronger members of the party by a reasonable margin.
Oh.
You move the mirror off the wall. It's just a faded bit of wallpaper, really. That's all.
I'm gonna look into the mirror as though I'm trying to like see into like as though it might be like a room in behind it or something. Just generally look around and see something.
Imaran's going to turn to Mordek and go, sometimes I'm jealous of the Dowie's inability to feel magic.
Lads, sometimes I think these humans just don't have their head straight when it comes down to this sort of thing.
Probably one of the greatest mistakes that our race ever made was teaching the humans how to use magic.
How does she know if there's no magic here if she lives here?
It's a very good question.
She doesn't live here, does she? I thought she was visiting.
But she must have been here for some time.
That doesn't mean the magic has been here for some time. Perhaps something only has recently come. Perhaps they've come for us. We have definitely made enemies with the Bretonians.
Are all your staff present, my lord? I'll say to Hagen's uncle.
Yeah, we'll get everybody in this room. And
Jim, I'm going to go and keep an eye on the black swirly thing.
okay,
Anyone keeping an eye on the black swirly thing?
you try and open the front door, but it won't open.
Mordek, maybe don't disrupt the warding, whatever it is, to let all the darkness in so you can watch it, because I'd kind of rather it stayed out there. I don't
Since she's
think
put the warding
it's
up-
something I can hit with a sword.
Since you put the warning up, am I feeling better, Jim?
No.
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 So I'm going to turn to Hagen and go, Hagen, I think whatever's causing it is still in here. She may have warded the outside, but it has not stopped it. I still feel the presence of whatever or whomever it is inside.
Gerhard,
So
with my aunt boarding the house, do you have the skills to track where this is coming from?
So all the servants start to gather in the dining room, and Lady Griselda is speaking in hushed tones to her brother.
I haven't learned the gift of second sight. Some magic users have it, but
I approach my uncle and aunt and Hagen as we're at your disposal, uncle. But it does appear from what Ilmarin and Gerhard are sensing that whatever is causing this is already within the house.
Okay, so Griselda speaks to you. She said, what I would like to know is, where have you and your friends been over the past week or 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks? This corruption or whatever it is arrived with yourselves.
I relate to her our meeting with the Dark Elf, our clearing of that tomb where we realized that it had been imprisoned, and what we had heard of Nagash, and then I relate the dark magics that we saw in the Bretonian camp. I go, that is the sum of what we've been doing since we arrived in Ubersreik. There's been dark magic involved in much of what we've seen and dealt with in recent weeks.
Okay. What do you know of the elf?
I think Ilmarin might know more than I do. I did not actually go into the tomb. He called it a druchi, and from what we understand, it had been asleep or imprisoned in a tomb beneath Ubersreik in some sort of glass coffin, and it was freed. But he could probably tell you more. It was beyond my understanding.
Okay, well, it seems to me that there is some form of corruption that travels with yourselves. And my guess that it would... I spent a bit of time with Gerhard earlier on, and I sensed nothing. But the elves have a way of masking things.
I assume
There is
she's
something
whispering
very-
all of this.
Yeah, oh, absolutely, yeah.
Aunt Griselda, Ilmarin has been a stout companion and friend since before we arrived in Ubersreik. I cannot imagine, other than his rage at the thought of dark magic in the house was not feigned. He clearly feared for our safety and protection against this chaos force. I do not believe. In fact, I know in my heart that he is not the culprit.
These things work in very, very mysterious ways, and he might not even know he is the carrier of this corruption himself. But, with no disrespect to Johann, he's far too empty-headed to carry such power. And as for the young lady as well, she isn't gifted enough. And, well, don't even get me started on the dwarf. Gerhard and the elf are the only ones that could possibly with this. And I've spent, what little time I have with Gerhard, and there is definitely no corruption or no ill will there.
Can I make an intuition or perception roll to see if I believe what she's saying? That I trust
Absolutely.
that she's not trying to. All right. It's not my strong suit here.
So, what I would like you to do.
She's lucky we can't hear her. I think she'd have been quite offended by the elf and Johann. Empty-headed, I'll have you know, I can tell you all of the theories of engineering.
At the moment, Ilmarin, by the way, is just meditating. He's almost trying to ground himself to try and feel more of what's going on around him.
Okay, yeah, make a roll, Hagen. Make it difficult, please. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Failed anyway.
Okay, yeah. She appears to be telling the truth. I mean, what's more important is your uncle seems to believe what she's saying. And he seems to be backing her up.
Well, Auntie, is there some way to test to make sure that he's not carrying this corruption? Because I still cannot believe that he is anything other than a true friend and companion.
Well, we certainly don't want to harm him, but it's important we pacify him. So what I would suggest is that we remove the threat, and then we could maybe lock him in one of the bedrooms until we can research into what's happening, or certainly investigate it.
I do not feel comfortable with this plan. I think perhaps it would be better if we brought this corruption, then perhaps we should simply leave, and we will go to the temple and see if they cannot determine what is if and what the taint is on our party.
That would be a great course of action, but no one's leaving anywhere. Well, you can try entering the darkness, but I wouldn't advise it.
No, I defer to you on this. I know nothing of the winds of magic other than what Gerhardt's tried to explain to me, and again, it's beyond me.
I certainly don't want to insult your Alvin friend. Maybe if you spoke to him and explained how it's to everybody's benefit if we bind his hands and lock him in a room until we find out what's going on.
I'll discuss your concerns with Ilmarin, and we will see if we can't come to a plan that will protect everyone within the house. You can tell that Hagen really, he believes his aunt believes what he's saying, but in no way does he believe this is actually what's going on. And he does not want to separate his party or put themselves in a disadvantage, because he knows, regardless of the fact that Ilmarin is an incredible diplomat, he also knows he's an incredible warrior too. So Hagen turns and goes back over to Ilmarin and everyone. He says, "My friends, please, Come. And he stares right at Elmarin. He goes, Elmarin, my aunt believes that we brought this corruption with us. And according to her frank assessment of all of us, only Gerhardt and you are capable of containing such corruption without having it destroy you completely immediately. And she says that Gerhardt is clean, so she fears that you are corrupted and would want to have you bound and chained and locked away. I am in no way comfortable with this, and I think we need to come up with a different plan. She may believe that you're a threat. I do not, and I would not see you separated from us in this time of crisis.
Ilmarin's listened throughout all this. A fair assessment nonetheless. She is right. If one of us was to bring the corruption, it would be myself or Gerhardt. Purely because we are attuned to magic. We have been in some dark places, but I feel I would know if I was carrying something such as corruption or darkness upon myself.
You
Ilmarin,
didn't
you
take
took nothing.
anything from that
Yeah.
tomb, right?
No, I didn't.
The tomb of Magnus.
I most certainly did not. No, that place was dark and however, actually, Jim, did they all see me shoot an arrow at that shadow that chased us out of the sewer?
I don't think I did. I was at the top of the...
No,
You were the last one out, I think.
yeah.
So I'm the only one that saw.
Possibly
Didn't it
Gerhardt
run
might
through
have done.
you?
I think possibly Gerhardt might have done. You're the only one who stood a chance because you were still climbing, I think, at that point.
I was, yeah.
Because I was at the bottom still,
I was
wasn't
the
I?
second last one out.
You were at the bottom, Gerhardt was climbing,
Yeah,
the rest of us were up
actually,
top.
Gerard, you can remember him yelling and this shadowy figure sort of passing through him.
The
That's
shade,
right.
the shade as we left the sewers. Did you feel anything when
Hagen,
it
I will not agree to being bound, but I will remove myself from this situation if it will assist. I don't believe I'm the source of this. However, if it would settle matter. However, I will not subject myself to her testing. I do not trust her. I will only subject myself to Gerhardt.
Is there something you can do, Gerhardt? Can you tell if he's got something?
If I had the sight, I could use that, but the best I can do is trawl through my knowledge of what it could be.
She strides up to the group of you and says, "My friends, I know this is not what you want to hear, but it is highly important that we remove the elf from the situation. Maybe."
My lady, his
If
name
he-
is Ilmarin, and meaning no disrespect, I'd prefer it if you refer to him as such. The elf is a bit...
Indeed, but
Thank you, Gerhardt.
so if you research these things,
Hold your tongue, lady. I will remove myself from the situation. If you would care to lock me to a quarters, I will go happily. I will not be bound, however. I will not be
Indeed not.
undignified in such a
I
manner.
would request we hold the key if he's locked.
okay, no problem. Would one of you want to come with me?
I'll come with you.
I will go with you
I'll
as well.
I'll stand with that. I'll stand outside while the rest of you figure out what to do because I'm not much use
Okay.
doing anything else right now.
All right.
So
Yeah,
she
can I-
ascends
can I
the
do
stairs
assistance
to the
directly?
first floor and then to the second floor. And then she leads him across the hallway up there and opens the door for him. It's quite a nice room. Again, very plushly decorated. There looks a very nice bed. There is a stand for like a hat stand and a coat stand. There's some drawers and there's a wardrobe as well in there. Please, I shall get one of the maids to bring you some beverage up, or is there anything that you like to eat? Or
No, I ate sufficiently earlier, and
I from the bottom of my soul, I will work my hardest throughout the night to try and work out what's going on, and hopefully, it may not be you. I may be wrong, but you know.
I do not feel it is me. However, I will subject myself to this rather than causing further scenes of resistance. At this stage, this is a well-appointed prison, so I shall enjoy myself, and I will meditate inwardly to see if I can see something within my own soul. But be warned, there is a darkness on this house.
Johan, would you take the elves' weapons, please?
Oh yeah, offer my hand out to Ilmarin.
Ilmarin looks for a second. He doesn't like the idea of being unarmed in the darkness.
I feel we should leave someone with him. Possibly Mordek if he'll acquiesce. He's not going to be affected by magic as easily, and he can watch over him in case he needs assistance or he collects.
Chaos.
Actually, I think I should go with the elf lad, just in case there be a
I must strongly.
betrayal here.
I must. Well, you can put a guard outside if you want, but I vehemently suggest that we don't put anybody in with it, because if there is something working from inside of him and it corrupts something else, it could spread like the plague.
That's why I would suggest
the door just closes. Ilmarin just closes the door at that point.
Perhaps it is best.
But he didn't hand over his weapons.
Oh,
no, he did not.
No,
he did not. He neither trusts the lady or anybody else at this point in time, apart from you guys, obviously. And given that shade ran through him, and then that shade is quite obviously a dark elf bad guy, he feels like there's something going on a bit larger right now, and he is not going to be unarmed.
Gerhard, I think we should search the staff.
Okay, so she locks the door and passes you the key.
Mordek, are you remaining outside?
Remain outside with the key.
All right, I'll leave it with Mordek and Carolyn.
I suggest again that one of you keeps the key that isn't stood outside, because again, if the corruption comes through, it can make the person here. And I know what you say, Master Dwarf, about being uncorruptible, but I have read many a story of the fallen of your kind.
Hey up, lass. That ain't be what worries me. What worries me is the potential of a inevitable betrayal from inside of this here living establishment. All right.
Well, absolutely. I mean, and
it ain't gonna be the elf.
I am going to go and lock myself in my quarters now, and read and try and find out some form of solution to said problem.
It's not us that should be worried. It's this whatever this dark shadow is. We ain't in here with it. It's in here with us.
I think we will be fine, Auntie. We will ensure that
God, I love
the entire company is protected.
Tell you what she just said was probably one of the biggest insults you could give to a dwarf ever. I'm surprised Mordek did just chop her in half.
I was like, oh, please don't kill her, Mordek.
Yeah, they don't take well to that.
They do not.
Yes.
You're not supposed to know they exist.
Does the lady have any iconography or any jewelry or something on her that is visible?
She does have jewelry. Yeah, she has rings and she has necklaces.
I'm looking for symbols. Does any of it have any symbols I can see?
Make me a perception roll.
So there's this 8-pointed. I'm assuming nothing that obvious.
You don't know how you missed it before. It's like a brand just there.
I'm going to use one of the rerolls that I've been very kindly given.
Okay.
Good old chat.
Oh no.
You can't do fortune like up by one.
Oh, I can do a fortune to up by a success level. So yes, I passed just.
Okay. Yeah, so she's got this teardrop that's tattooed to her. No, she hasn't. No, you can't see anything. No. Doesn't look anything off. It does look quite fine jewelry, maybe, I mean, some of it could even be magical. It looks very fine, masterwork at the very least.
Well, while Carolyn's standing around outside not doing much, I'm going to go AFK for a moment, unless we all want to go for a break.
Yes, now would be a good time to call a break.
Go for the break.
Okay. So thank you for watching, everybody. We're going to have a 5-minute break now, and we should be back real soon. Thank you. And welcome back to episode 6 of Once Upon a Time in the Old World. You find the party of friends entrapped by some form of magics, maybe chaos, into Hagen's uncle's family mansion, where the party has just agreed to have Ilmarin locked into a room for his own and the party's safety. So yeah, she locks the door and she passes Johan the key.
Okay.
After she walks away, I turn to Johan and everybody else and say, I don't care what she says. We've got to make sure that we can keep Ilmarin safe. There's something going on here.
Hagen, perhaps you could convince your aunt not to go into her own room.
Let me see. So Hagen
could be the
walks
problem,
after her.
she could have something in her room. I think you should select the room she goes into.
I can't imagine it being her, but you're right. There's something off here.
It's only logical to take these precautions. And once she's walked off, if Carolyn's going to be stood outside her door, I'm literally just going to hand Carolyn the key.
Okay.
So Hagen goes to catch up with his aunt.
Because I've totally got the best willpower here.
Okay. And she walks up to the door and she opens it and she turns. So I'll be gone for a while I go through my turn.
Auntie, you're our best possible defense against this. I don't think it's safe for you to be alone in your room. If this chaos could strike at you, we won't have much of a chance on our own. Perhaps you should stay in the Great Hall with my uncle, so that if something does attempt to break your wards, you can reinforce them.
My books are up there, and to carry them downstairs.
I would be happy to carry them for you.
Concentration is needed, so no, I'll be staying in my room. Again, you can stay with me if you wish, or you can put. Is that better? Sorry about that. You can stay with. You can put a guard on my door if you do not trust me.
It's not that, Auntie. It's. I'm afraid that you might be a target of whatever is attacking us. Perhaps it would be best if a couple of us stayed with you to make sure that if anything does try to get through to you, we can at least stand as a buffer while you gather your skills.
Indeed, I'm going to be. And she shows you into a room. There's quite a large bed that has what do you call it?
Like a 4-poster bed.
Yeah, 4-poster bed with frills everywhere.
Drapes.
Yeah.
Hagen calls back down the hall. Then, Gerhardt, would you care to join us so that we may guard my aunt while she studies?
Of course.
If she goes crazy, magic versus magic might be our best bet, at least short term.
So there is
quite. I can unlock about her person. That'd be fine.
So she's got quite a collection of books in her room. That literally the old eastern wall is loaded with books. There's also, again, a dresser, a 4-poster bed with like a canopy on it, wardrobe. There's a big chest at the end of the bed. quite an ornate chest. There's also a 6-foot mirror onto one side that it looks a very expensive piece of jewelry kit, whatever you want to call it, but it's a very ornate mirror. And the desk as well, it's made from some sort of black wood, but it looks very nice. And you know, from your crafting point of view, Johan, this has been made by a master crafter.
Wow.
And she says, please, if you want to pull some chairs from out of the landing, you can sit here, but please, I would ask you to be quiet while I go through my studies.
So we go to pull the chairs in, and I whisper to Gerhardt, I'm like, Gerhardt, take a look at her books and make sure that that's nothing that you recognize that might be able to strike at her through her studies, if you can.
When her back's turned, can I try and get a look under the bed?
Yeah, of course you can.
Is there anything under there?
So as you look under, big hand comes out. No, there's nothing under there.
You're muted, Dan, but I really like the hand gesture. Elf Dan, still muted.
She lights the candles on her desk and she brings a couple of tomes over to the desk and sort of lays them out and then starts reading through one and going through the pages. And so she seems to be talking to herself in a language that you don't quite understand.
So I every once in a while give side eyes to Gerhardt, who's like, is this on the up and up?
Is she reading aloud in the language of magic?
Yeah, you notice some bits of it. Yeah, she seems to be reading the book itself, but you notice every 4 or 5 words you pick something up that you realise is part of a magical text or something, although you don't fully understand what she's saying.
Do I recognise any of the tomes, like from the library when I was or like any, not necessarily the one she's reading, but like just in general?
Yeah, there's lots of there's books of theories of magic and insights of magic, and most magics that you've heard of, there is some form of coverage within these books.
Okay. I'll probably get bored quite quickly and wander off. I want to go search the staff.
But there's no inclination or no indication from what I'm looking at that it's any one particular wind that she's studying, or what kind of area?
No, not particular. No.
Okay.
So Johan, you go downstairs. The staff are still. They're all sat around the dining table. Actually, they're talking amongst themselves. They look really worried. Really concerned.
Okay, basically, I'm going to tell them to line up, and I'm going to tell them I'm going to search them.
Okay. You're not searching me. No, not me. Yeah.
Click.
Oh, you think you are? Whoa. Yeah. And then a couple of the bigger servants pull daggers out. Yeah. I'd put that gun away. Yeah. How many are you going to shoot of us before we overwhelm you? Yeah.
How do we know that you're not the witch?
Don't be stupid. Everybody knows that a witch is I believe a witch is a female type of magic user.
Tell that to the Templars of Sigmar.
I don't know any of those.
There's a reason. I will call to Hagen's uncle.
Okay.
Marek
comes over to you. Yes.
We need to search your staff. One of them could be the person responsible for this.
Indeed. he sort of claps his hand. Line up to be searched. Yes, you will suffer no harm from this man.
Do they respond?
Yeah, they sort of stand there in a line.
Okay, I will start searching them.
Okay. You find various pipes and smoking tobacco and chewing tobacco and small notes and things, but nothing of great sort of evil intent or anything.
No jewelry. I mean, do they all feel human from kind of patting them down? They're not hiding tentacles or a third arm or something.
No, not that you can tell. Rowdy intellectual off Twitch. He's suggesting that a full body search is the only way to be sure.
And a full body cavity.
Lucky I bought my engineer's kit. So I don't find anything on them. Nothing.
No.
And are there the right number of staff? I assume you'll have gotten.
Yeah. Is this all of them?
Yeah, it looks. That's all of my stuff here. Yes.
And I'm assuming the note, which I would have read, wasn't anything kind of let's all go chaos wibble type thing.
No. There was definitely no wibbly chaos writings of some form.
Just like generic notes to themselves or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
We must take over humankind. we must. No.
It was a shopping list, but it was written in Warpstone.
Into the Empire with one dream: to kill all humans. Sounds like Ilmarin. Right. Okay. All right. Having searched them, I'll kind of go. Okay. They appear to be in order.
Do you mind if I send them off to their rooms now? I think it's wise if everybody.
Perhaps we should search their rooms before they go back in.
Indeed, do what you need to.
Okay. If you keep them here, I'll go look around their rooms.
Okay. Magdar, who was with your group, he sort of sat in the background for most of the time. You didn't even realise he was there. He was the priest of Ulrich that was with you. You noticed that he has disappeared somewhere.
Oh. I'll kind of, when I walk back upstairs to go search the rooms, I will alert Carolyn because she'll be the first one I see. The Ulrican priest is missing. Have you seen him at all? I haven't seen him since we came in. Carolyn just stony-faced ignoring.
I mistracked. I didn't realise you'd come up to our scene. I presume I haven't particularly seen him, Jim?
No.
No.
I can't remember seeing him.
No.
Okay, I'll walk to the room with the others in. The priest of Ulrich's missing.
Hagen looks up. He's like, well, perhaps we should track him down then. It seems like he's the only person who's out of place at the moment.
Hagen, do you want to come with me? We'll search the rooms.
That's if Gerhardt, are you all right here? This is so far beyond my understanding.
Mordek's with him, isn't he?
Okay, the staff start moving to their own rooms. And
Yeah, I'm with him.
Okay.
Okay, I'll start searching room by room.
Yeah.
Who are we looking for, says Morat?
Hey,
we're looking for the Ulrican priest, uncle. He's gone missing.
Magdar, he's in my shrine to Ulrich downstairs. He was praying in there.
Perhaps we should go speak with him then.
We should.
Okay.
So Johan and I head down there.
Okay. So you open the door and there's candles lit and there's a lone figure dressed in his furs and his rags. and he is knelt down in front of a small altar. He looks like he's in prayer.
I kind of
approach
gesture for Hagen to go talk to him.
I go, Den Father, we must speak with you. I apologize for interrupting your prayer.
What is it?
There's a great evil that has befallen the area. The chaos apparently is within the house. Have you sensed this with your insight into the ways of Ulrich?
I have sensed this. I pray for guidance on it now.
Does it seem like he is being forthright with us?
Hard to say. You don't really know the man, and he's always a bit strange anyway. Very wild man.
Well, Den Father Magnar, it would be best suited if we were all together.
That is your choice. I will remain here in prayer.
Is there anything unusual about the shrine? Is anything look out of place?
Make me a perception roll.
Oh, yeah,
Ooh.
3 success levels.
I got a natural 1.
Oh, 4 success levels.
I don't think so. There's
That's pretty
nothing
impressive.
out of place at the moment. No.
So be it, then, Father. But please, if you do sense something, let the rest of us know so we can prepare for what is to come.
Indeed, I will.
So I turn back to Uncle Merrick. I'm like, Uncle, we've accounted for the servants and their rooms. Is there anything else, anyone else that's in the manor other than you and Aunt Griselda?
Everyone has been accounted for.
Well, if the evil is in here with us, perhaps we should do a room by room and space by space search. We're missing something.
Okay.
What do you think, Johan?
I think we should. But first, I just want to look at something, and I'm going to walk over to the picture that Ilmarin was very intently focused on earlier. And I'm going to kind of look behind it.
Okay. Again, when you move it out, the proper color of the wallpaper is there, and it's faded around. You know, if you can see the rectangle of where this painting was, but there's nothing behind it.
Nothing on the back of the frame or anything like that.
No.
Okay. Yeah, we should search everyone's room. There must be something.
Perhaps the
Surely you can't do
the
this kind of
cellars or
magic
the
without
attic.
it being obvious.
I would think so too, though I in truth don't know, but perhaps the cellars or the attic, some space that's removed from the rest of the house where whoever did this might have worked in secrecy.
Yeah, let's start with the cellar and work our way up.
Aye.
Okay, so as you get downstairs into the main hallway again, you notice that there's some purpley pinky light coming from the lounge room where you first went into.
Damn.
Sword in one hand, pistol in the other.
I yell up the stairs and I say, "Where? Down here." And
I'll just shout for Gerhardt as loud as I can.
I use my hammer to push open the door to the parlor.
Okay, so the mirror on the wall is the frame of the mirror is still there intact, but the mirror itself is now a swirling pinky purple, almost liquid.
I look at it in disgust and avert my eyes, and I see if there's anything small, like a small table or something that I can throw at the mirror in the hopes that it's still actually glass and can be broken.
Okay. Yeah, there's glasses. There's a few goblets, books.
So I just pick something up randomly and throw it at the mirror.
Okay. So you throw it at the mirror, and it disappears. It basically goes into the mirror and disappears.
Damn sorcery! And then Gerhardt.
Where is everybody at the moment? So
He's
we've got the
talking
dwarf
to someone.
outside of Ilmarin's room. Yes.
No, I
he's
thought the
in with
dwarf
me.
was with the wizard, the woman.
he's in.
Okay.
No, sorry.
So
I thought I was with the elf.
Oh,
I
no,
was
the elf's
guarding his
locked in a room by himself with Carolyn stood outside.
So you're
I
In
thought
which
you
case
were
I'm
with-
guarding the. Yeah, I'm guarding one of the doors.
okay. All right.
I'm going to turn to Lady Griselda and say, we're needed. Something's going on downstairs.
Well, if you could go and see, I'm sure you can cope. It is important that I find what is going on here.
The problem is immediate. I don't know if your study can...
From out of the mirror in her room comes a book, and it flies across the room and sort of lands just inches from her, and she sort of spins around. Where did that come from?
The mirror. I'm going to look at the mirror and see, does it look different than normal? Or...
No.
I will grab the book. Because why not?
Okay.
Because this isn't Call of Cthulhu.
I'm not going to
is
open
it?
it. I'm just going to look at it. Is there anything written on it? Or
It just looks like one of the books that was downstairs.
okay. Oh, I see. I'm very torn about leaving her by herself. I originally thought the dwarf was here with me. Can I poke my head out into the corridor and shout, Mordek, I need your help here for a minute. Can Mordek hear me?
Hopefully Mordek can hear you.
Start making a run for it.
Okay.
Keep an eye on the lady in case she needs your help. And I'll run downstairs to see if I can help with the mirror situation.
Okay, Ilmarin, what are you doing?
Inwardly meditating to try and feel the source of the corruption and see if it's really within me.
Okay. Are you sat on the floor, on the bed?
I'm on the bed. I'd like to be comfortable while I'm doing this.
Okay. So, yeah, you're inwardly meditating and you're trying to find the source of this corruption. And you are inside your mind, deep inside your mind. Ilmarin.
Well, damn.
Hello?
And again, you brought out from your meditation and something's just caught your eye from across the room. And you notice that the hat stand is now moving and it almost has got a mouth that has appeared on itself.
Oh, interesting.
Ilmarin, can you make me a willpower roll, please?
Oh, joy. I mean, I got decent willpower. Yes.
Whoa,
yes,
yeah.
I can. Be gone, demon.
Okay.
Whoa.
It's sort of swaying from side to side. Ilmarin.
You may be made of wood, but you're not a dryad of the wood elf people.
We shall drink from your soul. And its curved sort of handles now sort of creak and like down onto its body. And
does Ilmarin actually think this is real? Like, is this real, or is he just like, is he still locked in his mind? Like,
you're unsure really, but its
Death
arms
by
now seem
furniture.
to extend a little bit, and they become very pointy, and it starts walking across to you. And you notice wherever it stands, blackness fills like the floor. Every footstep, almost it leaves a footprint of dark, corrupted mess on the floor that disappears again when it takes another step, but then appears and it's slowly coming across the room to you.
is there any fire near me? Is there a candle or anything?
Don't burn down my uncle's house.
Okay. Ilmarin, not knowing if this is real and not wanting to get too close to it, steps back onto the bed and throws I'm guessing what would be a very thick sort of like duvet over the coat rack.
Make me a ballistic check, please.
What could possibly go
Do you
wrong?
have proficiency duvet?
Oh.
I don't know. Did anyone give me a
Oh
reroll?
no, I'm pretty sure that'll be a no.
Did anyone give me a reroll? I don't.
No.
Oh, sad times.
14
Deals.
points?
You've
I-
got fortune points.
Do I get those back later? Do I?
Yeah, you get
Yep.
fortune points every
Every-
session.
Okay, then I'm gonna use a fortune point because I actually. Oh my fucking!
Oh, you made it
Thump.
worse!
How did you make it worse than
Oh.
a 98?
You stood on it!
Oh, I think he
Just
fell
go
over
for
on
it.
the bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Tangled
Yeah,
in the
so-
bedclothes.
You sort of pull the duvet, the blanket or whatever, and as you pull it, you realise that you're stood on one corner of it. So you've sort of pulled it away from yourself, and you stumble and sort of land on your backside on the floor. But the
Excellent.
bed is in between you and it, whatever it is.
Okay. Everyone's just like, because he's probably just hit a hard floor. And he's going to leap up. Ha! And just
Okay,
Cat.
Carolyn, you
Totally
can hear
meant to
this
do that.
big. You hear this big bang in coming from the bedroom.
What's going on in there?
do I hear her say that?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I'm in the real world. And I just call back and go, murderous hat stand. Nothing to be concerned with at this moment in time.
It sounds like it should be a euphemism.
Yes.
Not sure for what.
I think to be honest, Carolyn is probably taking it as she's just sort of focusing on the second part of that sentence and saying where she is.
So when I was really looking inwardly, is this when
Yeah.
this thing came to life?
Yes.
Okay, there may be some credence that I'm carrying the corruption. Yes,
Sweet.
Mr. Hatstand. Rather than trying to kill me, can we have a conversation?
Ilmarin,
Is that the extent of your vocabulary?
I will take your eyes.
I very much like my eyes where they are. Who sent you? Who wants my eyes? No?
None will look upon me unless they are mine.
I'm not yours. I told you to go away.
Oops.
Jesus Christ.
That looks so weird. in the background.
Is the swirly thing still going on within the mirror?
Yes.
I'm going to level the pistol, take careful aim, and try and shoot the frame of the mirror.
That's bad luck, dude.
Okay. Make me a roll,
I
please.
think we've got other things to worry
He
about.
also could shoot the fucking lady wizard upstairs, or witch, or whatever.
I know. I'm aiming for the frame, but we'll see.
Ricochets.
Do I get anything for aiming? Because I'm taking my time to
Plus 10, don't you?
hit it.
Yeah, you can have plus 10.
For aim,
It's only in 20s, annoyingly, on here.
Okay, well, you can have plus 20 then. I am a generous.
I was going to say you can give yourself an advantage.
On the nose.
Okay.
Oh, but
Yeah, you hit the
13
frame.
damage.
You hit the frame, but it doesn't seem to do any damage to said mirror. But the bullet does sort of ricochet through the mirror itself.
Well, I don't know what's going on through that.
Roll me a D6. If it's a 1, it hits the lady. If it's a 2, it misses then. This bullet shot comes whizzing past your head, Mordek. It's come from out the mirror.
That must be really weird though, because you wouldn't hear a bang.
He would have heard it from downstairs.
Yeah, you heard a crack from downstairs.
Everyone in the building, I think, would have heard that. Guns are quite loud.
No, but what I mean is, it wouldn't be obvious what had come flying out at very high speed, and then it'd be like a silence shot upstairs and a bang downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
Yeah.
Hey, why am I being shot, manling?
Okay, Ilmarin. This thing is on top of you now, almost.
What?
Yeah.
Lose a turn from stumbling.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
I mean, it's a coat stand, and you've got a sword. I mean, come on.
I know, but Ilmarin's trying.
With the sword.
Ilmarin's trying to understand what's going on, especially if the corruption is part of him.
It sort of reaches out its arm and it extends and it goes for you, but it looks like it's. No, oh dear. It goes for your face and what looks like it's coming towards your eye. Okay. Where are we?
Did you just utterly fail a dodge test? Yes, you just utterly failed a dodge test.
What is going on with my dice? Oh my god!
It didn't attack yet, but you're gonna dodge with the dice.
So where
It's
are
going to
we?
have to fail pretty badly for that.
Yeah, I've got really good. My 2 best bloody scores, and I'm bloody.
55.
Okay.
Get away from me!
Okay, so you managed to dodge out of the way, but it sort of almost scrapes your ear as you move out of the way. You realise how close that was.
Outrageous. Ilmarin's not taking that, and I'm going to hit him with my sword.
Go for it.
I mean, I don't know how well this is going to go because my dice rolls have been atrocious. I've used all my fortune points.
Wow.
Someone gave you a reroll
Really
earlier.
nice.
Oh my god!
Did you use the reroll that?
I haven't used the reroll. So did you say someone's given me one?
Yeah, non-anomaly gave you a reroll.
Thank you, non-anomaly, but I'm probably going to fail this anyway because.
And she's just given you another one.
My dice rolling is. I cannot believe.
Oh no, that was Tectus's my homeboy.
Oh, there you go.
I managed to hit, or maybe because they might dodge.
Depends on the opposed roll.
Yeah.
Does that count as a success if they both get 1?
Yes, if you get the same, it's whoever's got the higher skill succeeds.
Which that would be you.
So you succeed, but with no success levels, so it'd only be 8 damage.
Okay.
In whatever
You swing out with your sword and you cleave this bookstand in 2. Bookstand.
Hat rack.
Hat rack, coat rack, yeah. And
Hat
it
stand.
literally, hat stand.
Got another
thank you.
one.
It falls to the floor in two pieces
Bloody
and
need
stops moving.
I kind of like
I'm now
gingerly.
I've
gingerly
now got
poking it.
the Sorcerer's Apprentice music in my head.
I'm
We're gonna
gingerly
turn into lots
poking
of
it.
smaller
Is
hat
it
stands.
returned? Is it returned to like normal hat stand?
Yeah.
Okay. Imara just looks and goes, well, "This is going to be hard to explain." Um.
Oh, I had to kill the bad hat stand. Sorry.
Yeah. Imara is genuinely confused how this could be happening to him right now. And he's beginning to believe what the lady has said about him, that he might have it, because, like, why is the hat standing here trying to poke out his eyeballs? Why?
It is a very valid question.
You
Imara.
hear squeals of pain coming from the third floor, on the same floor as where the Lady Griselda is.
Is it Mordek?
But not from the same room.
Oh.
It sounds like a male scream, and it is horrific.
Who
And
else
then
heard
you
it?
hear
I'm closest to that, aren't I?
you hear two, as though two people are screaming.
I am going to go and find out what's going on. I'll run and investigate from my
We all
position.
hear that?
Okay, it's coming from one of the master bedrooms.
Is the door locked?
It is.
I will bang on the door.
This screaming is going on.
I will try and break down the door. God.
Okay.
Axe it! Axe it!
So,
And then poke your face in and go, "Here's Mordek."
do I attack it with my axe or do I use a strength roll?
You can do either if you want.
I will try attacking it with my axe then. Okay, second.
The door dodges.
Jim, the scream, did it sound demonic in nature?
No.
Oh, okay.
Can I count myself as charging?
You can have a pace to the other side of the hallway and then sort of run at it.
I hit it.
Okay.
You hit a door with an axe.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, your axe sticks firmly into the door. It's definitely bitten deep into the door.
I will keep on pounding at it until I get the lock off and can break in.
You sort of pull your axe back out, and you can see into the room. And you can see Hagen's uncle inside the room. But what is even more worrying, and he's screaming in pain, is the fact that he has got another head next to his head itself. And that's screaming in pain as well. And you notice there's purple and pinky light coming from a mirror within his room as well, where he stood near to.
I will shout at the top of my lungs, "There's something in here, laddies! Manlings! You got two heads!" And literally, Mordek is lost for words as he tries to hack down the door.
Do we hear this?
Yep.
Does Ilmarin hear this?
I turn to Johan and I'm like, I don't know what's going on here, but there's something going on up there with Mordek. Let's go.
Yeah, after finishing reloading his pistol, it's like, it starts bolting upstairs. Is
Carol,
Hagen's uncle still with us?
No, that was Hagen's uncle.
That was...
No, I know, but we were with Hagen's uncle down there when we saw the mirror. Weren't we?
No, he separated from us and went to his room.
Okay. All right. Yeah, just start sprinting for the.
Carolyn, you
So-
hear a knock on the other side of the door saying, "Carolyn, can you let me out, please?"
Do I?
As
I'm
you
thinking
walk
at this
towards
point,
the door,
there's so much stuff going on. Opening the door for the elf is probably not going to add to it, because even if he is the epicenter of all of this, well, that just means there's one less door in between us if I do need to stab him. And frankly, I think that's less likely than...
there's sort of so as you head towards the door, the wall that the door is on is as if someone has pressed a evil-looking face against the wall itself, and an impression of it is coming out from the wall. Elf, I will feast on the souls of your friends. You will never leave. You are mine, and I will become drunk on their souls.
Oh, shut up, you piece of... Carolyn, open that damn door.
Shut up, you ungrateful piece of masonry.
Are you opening the door?
Yeah, I'll
Colin?
open the door.
Okay, as you put the key towards the keyhole,
Yeah.
it sort of tries to bite the key as the actual lock itself becomes animated almost, and it's sort of snapping at you. It's as if the whole house is...
I'm going to yell at it and tell it to behave. She is extra intimidating. But, yeah, I don't think that's going to make any difference. And then she's going to carry on trying to unlock the door. If that fails, she'll just try and break the door.
Yeah, it keeps snapping at you, and it sort of comes out from the lock itself, and it's got teeth within the keyhole itself that is... It's snapping at your fingers, snapping at the key.
Can I hear that Carolyn's having this trouble?
Yeah.
I took to turn to the face of the wall. Look here, you. It's absolutely enough. I have no idea what I have done to upset you, whatever you are.
The mouth opens and it comes towards you as if to bite you.
And I poke it with my sword. Get back! And I shout through the door.
Okay.
Carolyn, kill the witch!
I'm going to open the door. I'm going to open the door with my foot.
Okay.
I'm going to kick this door open.
Make me a strength roll.
Thing. How do I get it to do the thing? That's how I get it to do the thing. Roll. Sod it. I can do a
Fortune.
I can do a fortune point. That's
Yay!
better.
Nice.
Mr. Elf, this is getting quite nasty now and hurting your head. Would you like to make me a cool test, please?
Now I have a talent for this. I am cool-headed. Oh,
I think that gives you +5 willpower.
yes, it does. Yeah, well, I just thought it was Let's hope. Yes, I can. When it comes to willpower, get out of my head, you foul demon!
Wow.
It's like a cucumber.
Just when it matters.
Okay. So, what did you do? Strength test. Sorry.
Yeah. 1 success level.
Excellent. Okay, you put your foot straight through the door, and the door opens, and you see the wall coming out towards Elmarin and trying to buy him. Would you like to make a cool test for me, please?
Oh no!
I can try.
Can I shout words of encouragement towards Carolyn as I realise she sees it, and obviously is being disturbed by it?
Actually, if anybody does want to give the GM a reroll, then yeah, I mean that would be great.
No, go away, Jim.
I only slightly fail. I think I'm going to keep that one because it's not a catastrophic failure, and honestly, Carolyn is so far out of her depth at the moment.
Makes sense. That's why I didn't reroll the time I landed in the poo.
Yeah,
I had a
fair enough.
reroll. I had fortune points. And I was like, it seems like more fun.
Yeah, okay, so I failed my cool roll with -1 success level.
Barry takes D100 insanity points and just starts screaming "Wibble" at the top of his lungs.
Jim looks very deep in thought. I'm very worried.
I think he's trying to find out if he's got enough insanity points to stick the pants on his head yet.
How mad does Carolyn go?
As a hatter.
Suddenly she starts talking with a deep voice, going, "You know him." Wait,
I
what?
think if that happens, I might be about to get stabbed by an elf.
No.
Okay. So, if you'd like to add 2 corruption points onto your
Ooh.
character sheet, please.
Ooh.
And I'd like you to roll me a D100, please.
Ooh.
That's 2 out of 6 on corruption. Does that mean that I'm like a third of the way to being completely...
To potentially something very bad happening.
Yeah,
Be a mutation.
almost mutating. Yep.
Great. Okay, how do I do a thing?
You might just get a tentacle. Who wouldn't want a tentacle?
I get to 39.
Okay. So, I want you to put next to this temporary, okay? But at the moment, you can get +10 willpower and -10 fellowship. Okay. As something's sort of switched in your head, and you're sort of not computing what's going on. Yeah, it's something very wrong.
Okay.
Imarin, seeing her go, whoa, clasps her by the shoulder and pushes her back towards the banister and sits her down. Close your eyes and clear your mind. And at that point, he draws a bow and an arrow and heads towards the witch's room.
Which is in who?
As in the person he assumes is actually the one behind all of this.
Okay.
Oh
The
dear.
lady of the house.
Okay.
Can we get up to the
Like
stair
before.
up to the 3rd floor yet?
Yep. Okay. You can see the dwarf smashing your uncle's bedroom door through, and Griselda is stood at her bedroom door now, looking across the hallway at the dwarf and see what the noise is, basically.
Mordek, what happens here?
Yup, he got 2 heads, lad.
How far through the door is he?
He's got 2 heads.
He's sort of probably cut a lot of the top panel. He's probably put most of that through.
What do you mean he's got 2 heads, Mordek? What is going on?
Yup, lad, come look for yourself, manling.
Yeah,
So I
strong.
run up to the door.
Yeah.
Okay, the once red bearded face of your uncle is now the red hair is now white, and black ichor runs from his eyes and his mouth.
Oops.
And a twin head.
Do you want to spend a fortune point?
I'm going to. I'm just waiting for Jim to finish what he's saying. Yeah.
Is next to it, and it's looking the same, like a twin-headed comet. No, yeah, and he's sort of squealing in pain, and he's literally got in one hand that big 2-handed hammer, and he's literally.
Do I notice the mirror that is in his room is swirling like
swirling behind him? Yeah.
I scream back over my shoulders, "Don't look in the mirrors! It's the mirrors!"
Make me a cool test, please. Anybody who's looking into the room.
I've already
Alright.
looked in the room. So
Yep.
I've miscast in spite of spending a fortune point.
Oh no!
I should do it twice. That's fun. Trying to unlock the door.
You've
Told you it always
miscast.
happens in combat. Yeah. Will we click this and see what it is?
Yeah, go for it.
Pass a hard cool test or gain 1 broken condition. That's gonna be fun.
Oh my god! So you got to do 2 cool tests at the moment.
Oh dear. Oh
I'll
dear,
do
oh
the
dear.
hard one first, shall I? Minus 20? Oh no, difficulty. I failed. I have gained a broken condition. Oh, cool.
So I look at Dart running by. I'm like, what's wrong with everyone? I try my own cool test. And pass. Barely, but pass.
The knight stands firm.
And I look across at
I
Griselda.
also passed my cool test because I was running there as well.
I look at my aunt and I
Gerhard.
go,
Gerhardt moves like an athlete. He sort of stands there in the door, stumbles back, and then literally
He didn't even see what was
puts
through
his
the
hands
door.
on the balcony and sort of leaps
God.
over the balcony and he's off down the stairs.
But I'm assuming because I tried to use magic to unlock the door that I got a sense of all of the shit at once.
Yeah.
Like all of the bad. That's why I got a minus 20 rather than.
Hagen looks over at his aunt, at Griselda. He's like, it's yours. You have to stop this if it is within your power.
I don't know what to do.
I'm going to spend a fate point to reroll my cool.
A fortune, yeah.
Fortune point.
Fortune, so that's what I meant, yeah.
Plus side, my cool's now like plus 10 better than it was. Temporarily. Downside, you're corrupted.
I really don't know what to do.
Does she look like or does she sound like she's being sincere? Because Johan is insanely suspicious right now.
Yeah, I don't know what to do, but then she begins to grin. But your fear is delicious.
I point the pistol at her and pull the trigger.
It's too late. There was already an arrow being loosed. I'd already...
Okay.
Yeah, as soon as she does that, just bang.
I wasn't even waiting
Okay.
for that. I literally stepped out of the room and was on my way to kill her. And I was knocking the bow and arrow as all
Okay.
of this was going on.
Both
And
of you
Hagen-
make a shot, please.
So Ilmarin gives a prayer to Kornoff
I've
as he does so.
I've got a reroll, so I'm going to do that.
Yep.
Kornoff.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, gee.
Okay,
Oh,
I'm going to fortune.
I'm also going to use my
Leopold,
reroll.
I think we all need to be
Oh,
taking
I
into
just missed.
consideration that the elf is actually right.
Critical hit.
Yes!
Nice.
Critical! Foul witch!
What happens if I failed my cool?
Stuff.
You
Go with an arrow
I have no idea.
through the boot, and then she kicks it.
Yeah. And
Ilmarin's
So
like, Kornoff, guide my arrow.
And then you shot her in the turn.
And as Hagen sees this arrow fly by at his aunt, you see a little look of almost, of true pain in his face as he launches himself at her with his hammer. No witch can be allowed to live.
Okay. So, Ilmarin, your arrow strikes her in the toe.
Hey,
The arrow doesn't
critically.
bite in.
Critically.
It doesn't bite into her flesh or into the boot itself. It hits and falls away. What did you roll, buddy?
Oh, I missed.
You missed. Okay.
Well, can I turn around and attack her if she's behind me?
Didn't you fail
Yeah,
your cool test?
Well,
I failed my
you're-
cool
you're-
roll. So
Yeah.
what happens if I fail my cool roll?
You can't go towards the source of what you're scared of, but if you're not scared of her,
Yeah, am I scared of the evil
I
mutant
failed
in the
the cool
room
check.
or her?
I failed
Yeah.
the cool check and gained corruption points and stuff. So this might not be just a standard fear check.
Yeah. So, yeah, Carolyn sort of come into contact with something, as did Elmarin. So you were terrified of what is in the room that you're hacking at the door. She is across the hallway from you.
Great.
What is your initiative?
Oh god, so bad.
And what's yours, Aaron?
Hagen's is 41.
Okay.
What was the initiative based off again?
It's just your initiative score.
I.
It's I.
Oh, 20.
Elmarin's also getting involved at 47.
And if I get another chance to act, mine's 32.
I'm whimpering downstairs.
Okay.
And frankly, I don't think I can really do very much. There are enough people crowding around.
Hagen, you cross the room towards her. You cross the hallway towards her, and you can have a swing at your beloved auntie.
He's under his breath. You hear him say, "Ulrich, forgive me." Slams his hammer into her right arm.
So you do knock her.
That's because you did a skill
It's
check.
because you rolled a skill roll.
Sorry, yeah.
You do knock her sideways back into the room, but again, it doesn't. It almost bounces off from her. Okay,
she's warded in some way.
She pushes at you, and she tries to shut the door.
I try to keep the door forced open.
Yeah.
Can Ilmarin do something very fast and elfy to get through the gap of the door?
Hold on a second.
No, you've already acted.
She moves very, very quickly.
Wait, what?
What? I mean, to be fair,
Yeah, I'm going with what?
So.
Okay.
Because what?
Yeah.
That doesn't say,
Yeah, that doesn't say his aunt.
She always went by that nickname.
On the character sheet, it does say
Demonette of
Griselda
Slanesh.
Van Guldern. Yeah, but she shoves you. If you want to make a weapon skill roll, Hagen.
It actually should be hammer now. I just haven't changed it yet.
Okay. She shoves you back and then literally shuts the door as well. She almost moves with a supernatural speed.
That was not my aunt. I don't know what it was, but it was not my aunt.
Yep, Manly, you got some weird ass family.
Recovered my cool yet?
Rapidly reloading the pistol.
Elmarin,
Yes.
what are you doing?
I mean, I was trying to be very fast and go through the gap in the door, but obviously she's moving very fast herself.
The door's shut. Yeah, but you get to the door now, but it is closed.
I mean, I'm not really good at kicking doors down.
Got a handle, I'm just saying.
Is the door locked?
Yes.
Worth a try.
As Ilmarin is looking at the door, I say, I say out loud, "My uncle's hammer. It might be the only thing that can harm her." And I turn to go back towards his room.
Can I just pause there a minute? Yeah, right. While we'll reflect what's going on. Now, I think we can all spend 5 minutes in appreciating Aaron here now, because he is playing a knight with lots of morals, but deep inside of him, it is the calling of a magical weapon. Yeah, use me, you get to keep me. Yeah, and nobody.
My hammer clearly didn't do anything.
Yeah.
He's not stupid.
No, absolutely.
Ilmarin's going to shoot an arrow through the mirror in the other room.
Which mirror?
The one that's behind Hagen's
down.
uncle.
The one downstairs.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
No, because he's just basically he's on the other side of the hall, isn't it? It's like the
Yeah.
yeah. So
You're going to try and shoot an arrow through there and hope that it hits her.
well, yeah. I mean, if anything, I'm just trying to distract as well because like she's obviously trying to finish some sort of ritual, and she's clearly evil in all sorts of way. So, wow.
Go
Loose an arrow.
straight through this mirror.
Do I hear anything through the door as I'm on the other side of it?
No.
Damn it.
But now, ripping at the door is Hagen's uncle. And he is holding what looks like a table leg in one hand and this big two-handed hammer in the other. And he's kicking at the rest of the door, and it seems to be giving way. And you're sort of guessing in about a matter of seconds, he's going to be free.
Oh man, I should have shot him.
Forgive me, Uncle, and I move in to engage with this monstrosity that used to be my uncle. May Ulrich guide my hammer and save your soul.
Okay. What is your initiative?
41.
While all this is going on, can I have reloaded?
Yes.
Excellent.
Assuming that I'm most of the way down the stairs, can I see if I've regained my cool? I should do it at the start of every turn.
Yeah, you'll get a cool test.
Okay. All right. So
Signs point to no.
you square up with him. What's your initiative? Sorry, Hagen.
41.
You can use a fortune point to give yourself an extra success level there.
I never wrote down how many fortune points I had on this.
Ooh.
card sheet.
Oh.
Yeah, I have one left.
Gotta love the Oops table.
Oops.
I also like that it's called the Oops table.
So I'll
Yep.
attempt to.
Yeah, I'll use my last fortune point to make that a success.
I'm
He
assuming.
swings
I'm
at-
assuming.
He swings at you with a table leg, and he sort of overreaches, and it releases it, and it flies over your head. But yes, you make a successful hit. Did you spend a fortune point?
So, yeah, to make it a success.
I
spent
will.
two. I want to reroll.
I will spend a fortune point to reroll. Damn.
You know what's a good
The dice
session
just
when you-
really don't like us this session, do they?
So
I really
Mar-
don't.
marginal failure, depending on what he gets, though. That might.
Okay.
Or was that
So
against his
it-
-4?
Yeah, you are successful.
Okay. So
Say
10 points of damage
Okay.
and 1 advantage to me.
So
And you can see tears are just coming down Hagen's eyes now that he realizes that he's got to essentially almost end the rest of his family, other than his father.
okay. He
He's
swings through this doorway, this hammer, and it comes swinging towards you. But he's not moving with the skill that he once did, if you know what I mean. The extra head and his body seems to be almost morphing in front of you. But yeah, he seems to have lost most of the skill that he had.
Thank God.
But he's wielding a two-handed hammer in one hand.
Yes.
No.
And
Oh, nice.
he
so-
swings.
Yeah, he
And
still has
misses
to roll
for-
to defend.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, you're
Yep.
fine. Gain another
Cool.
advantage.
Yep. And then
Okay.
I swing
He's up-
back.
He's
Oh,
after the
go ahead.
mutant.
Okay, so is anybody else doing anything?
Oh yeah, I'm
yeah,
gonna
definitely.
step in point blank range.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I'm gonna charge it as well with my axe and beat the hell out of it.
Carolyn's going to be
So
making her way
everybody's
upstairs
going
on the
for
grounds that
Uncle Marek, yeah?
Yes, because I'm stood quite close by.
Okay.
with a loaded
Even,
Oh,
critical
yeah.
to the
Point-
body with
point-
a pistol.
that is it's because I'm at point blank range.
Yeah,
Johan's such a killjoy. Yeah.
Feels something, anyway.
Nice.
Oh,
So
Bleeding condition.
15 damage plus a further 5 damage, and he's gained a bleeding condition.
Plus another 5 wounds.
Okay,
which can't
he
get
staggers
stopped.
backwards as you put a shot straight through his armor. And
that's
he falls
brutal.
to the floor.
I turned to Johan. I was like, "Thank you. I
He's
didn't."
motionless on the floor, but his body is still writhing and moving.
Can I?
Yeah, as if
go and-
something is underneath his skin.
I would hit him again if I were you, Hagen, and
Yeah,
sorry
I-
about your uncle.
No, I think Mordred is probably next, right?
Either way, shouldn't
I would
someone
imagine
see to
the-
your aunt?
I would imagine the elf is, and I'm screaming, "Burn it, burn it, burn it!" as I'm running towards it. So is there like any like oil lamps on the wall, Jim?
Yeah.
Literally, I'm going to grab the first one and I'm going to get over the body and just smash it and burn the body.
Okay.
And I pull the hammer out of his hands and say, "You were worthy of this in life, but you'll be remembered for the warrior you were." And then I turn with this big two-handed hammer and go to smack my aunt's door with the hammer.
So, as you grab hold of this hammer, you feel an overwhelming calm about you. Okay. So, whilst holding this hammer, you cannot fail a cool check.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, nice.
That is pretty awesome.
Now
Especially
go
when-
kill your aunt.
Yeah.
That might require a
Okay.
cool check or two.
And whilst you're in the vicinity of your friends and colleagues, they also get a +10 to their rolls of a cool check as you
Oh,
become
sweet.
this
Nice.
calming influence
Ow.
against corruption.
Could have used that earlier.
Does it still do the same amount of damage as a hand weapon?
Yes,
Okay. Perfect. That makes it easier to
you
edit.
do get an extra +5% to hit, though.
Oh, cool.
Okay. And for those people who are watching, who can come up with the coolest name for the hammer? Okay, so let's call Hagen's hammer something other than the Count of Monte Fisto or something.
Like hammer face.
Hammer face.
Yeah, MC Hammer. It's hammer time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jim,
Hammerzite.
Jim,
Yeah.
it is 10:30, and you're
Yes.
looking for a suitable cliffhanger. I kind of feel
Yes.
the moment of impact between hammer and door.
Yes. So yeah, you swing this hammer at the door, and the door flies open, and inside is no Griselda. As you all stand looking into the room,
Well, 4 of them do.
and
I'm
we shall
making my
leave
way-
it
The
there.
rest of us are making our way
Oh.
upstairs, I think.
Probably
So-
reloading.
Thank you for watching, everybody. Unfortunately, we're not on next week. I believe there's going to be some sort of one shot next week, but we'll be back the week after. So a week, 2 weeks today, should I say.
Oh my gosh, how are we going to cope with that Warhammer?
I know, damn it, Jim. One job.
Yeah, I know. One job.
How dare you sacrifice your marriage?
Tomorrow, I believe
Not sacrifice
we've
your
got Age of Sigmar going on again. Is that
Yeah,
right?
so there's Age of
Um,
Sigmar Soulbound.
Anybody? Yeah.
Starting at 9 o'clock BST.
Okay, yeah, so that's Age of Sigmar, and it's sold out. Yeah, or shall I say sold wound? But yeah, anybody who doesn't follow us on Discord, please come and join us. Lots of good people over there, sound people, who all we want to do is talk about role playing, really, and
all kinds of
different things.
all kinds of random stuff.
And if you're enjoying the show, when it goes up on YouTube, don't forget to leave us a like and a comment, because that really helps us.
Absolutely, and thank you for all the kind comments you've left so far. We've had some real positive comments, and I can honestly say it's been a true pleasure running so far. Got a really good group, and I'm sure that we've got lots more tales to tell going forward. So thank everybody for watching, and I look forward to meeting up again and running in 2 weeks' time. Okay. Thank you, guys.
Cheers, guys.
See you.
Au revoir.
Bye-bye.
Oh, you're going to laugh.